Hey, Maria. Yeah, it's nice to be back. It's been a minute. A minute, more like 2 weeks. But yes, it is good to be back. And oh, boy, do I feel good. Thanks. So, first of all, thanks for coming in, Maria. Glad you didn't forget about me after these couple of weeks. So, appreciate you coming in. Today was an eventful day, but a busy and eventful day, that's for sure. All right. So I see people are coming in. So appreciate you coming in, everybody. Hello. It's been a long time since I've seen you. Yes, I have been busy, been very busy, doing multiple things. But man, it sure feels good to be back on here. Believe, hi. I'm happy you're here. I thank you for being here. And, it's just wonderful to keep having people join in. And hey, Stephen, so nice to see you again. Appreciate you being in here. And I see you all the time when you say hi to me on other streams when I pop in to say hi. So, I always catch that, and I appreciate it. So yeah, it's nice, really, really nice to be back. Feels good to talk to my camera again, which is all of you. So uh, I am so sorry to hear that, Stephen. Um, you know, I hope that they are able to, do things to help it. I don't know much. Not even going to pretend to know much about laryngeal cancer. But I really do hope that they have a plan that they're going to treatment plan they'll put in place and execute it perfectly. So just going to give another minute or so um, to get a few more people in here, and once we get them in here, then I will go ahead and get started with everything and talk about today and what I learned today. All right. So I had my 10-month MRI today. I can't believe I'm already in the, granted, it's the beginning of it, but it's still in it. I'm in the 10th month since being diagnosed and had surgery. So yeah, it's pretty awesome to think that I'm in my 10th month. Hello, Brittany Cheek. Hello, Brittany. I need to catch up with you later tonight, just to hear how everything on your side went. You'll hear on here how my everything went for me today, but but yeah, I'll catch up with you for everything that's been going on with you to get an update. William Brooklyn, buddy, I am so sorry that it's been 2 weeks since I've been live. I hate that, but oh, had a lot going on. Been doing a lot, and yeah, but I'm back for a while now and feeling great. So it's actually today was my 10-month MRI. So I'll get into that here in a little bit. I'll get a couple more viewers in here, and once we get them in, then we'll talk about it. So yeah, it was today was a busy day for me, especially at work. Vault, hey, oh my gosh, I'm so happy you're here. Hello, Vault. I am doing well, and um, yeah, thanks, William Brooklyn. I'll be honest though, I've missed being on here. I've missed talking to you. It's always a pleasure talking to you, and so I feel like myself again, and so I'm excited about that. So, all right, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm not going to keep you all waiting, and I'm not going to string you along. So, today I went for lab work, and I went for my 10-month MRI. That's 10 months post diagnosis. Um, so, hey, Jandy, I'm so happy to see you again. Seeing the names that come in here, it just makes me happy, and I really have missed this. And I know you all have. I've had people asking me, Patrick, are you okay? And yeah, I've been okay. I've just been dealing with a lot and going through a lot. But anyways, okay. So 10-month MRI today. So the blood work. Blood work was first. That was about 2:15, 2:30. So went in. That was done pretty quickly, and so that was done quickly. So then I went upstairs to the imaging center and checked in for my MRI. By the time I sat down after checking in, my oncologist had already written me an email telling me that my blood work was perfect. He had no concerns. So that was great. Yeah, I love my oncologist for that. And he's just it makes him excited to be able to tell his patients, hey, you did, your stuff was great. All this was great. So that was cool. So that was the blood work. But, blood work is important, especially the white blood cell counts, the red blood cell counts, the hemoglobin, and the platelets. Got to make sure all those are staying up, especially because I was on chemo and it could lower them. I have been so blessed that chemo didn't affect me, my body, my blood in any way. I was so lucky, and I'm done with chemo now. Hopefully forever. I would love for it to be forever. But as of last month, that was my final cycle of chemo pills that I took. So I'm done, officially done with that. So then after the blood work, waited a little while, and then got called back for my MRI. So if you've ever had an MRI, be happy you haven't had one because they're annoying. But if you have, they do take some time. So mine took about 30 to 30, I'd say 30 to 45 minutes for it to be done. And mine was with and without the contrast, the dye that lights you up, and it really enhances the images. So that's why it took mine took a little bit longer. It's because they had to do all the scans and pictures without the dye, and then do it again with the dye. And mine was called a perfusion MRI. And the perfusion MRI, the dye is pretty close to the same, but it illuminates blood flow to certain areas. So if I were to have something called hyperperfusion, meaning it showed blood like flowing like a river into a certain area of my brain, that would indicate something is wrong. So we obviously we hope that doesn't happen. The last time was the last MRI, which was early last month, early April. That one was my first perfusion, and everything was good there. And yeah, so today, as I was leaving the cancer hospital, I'm like, I'm gonna get me something to eat. I'm hungry, so I get something to eat, and then I come home. When I get home, I see I already have a message from my oncologist, and I'm like, really? And I read the message from the oncologist, and he said that the MRI today, he already had the results and the report from it. and and he said, I had to tell you that your MRI today, everything is clean. There's no evidence of disease still, and keep up the great work. I'll see you Wednesday because I have a message or I have an appointment with him on Wednesday. So now I am 10 months post diagnosis and everything is still clear. Everything is 100% clear. Hey, Sweets and Beyond. Hey, Cornhole. Thank you. Yes. Sweets, it's okay. Um, I hated, I scheduled this blind. I had just gotten home. So I hated to interrupt anybody's. So when I saw that that Ann had one, I just felt bad, and I'll send her a message about it because I didn't mean to intrude or overlap hers. So, but yes, I am so happy that 10 months post diagnosis, my head is free and clear of any disease. There is no evidence of disease. That means the cancer is gone for now, hopefully forever. I really hope that is the case and going to continue to always pray that that's the case. But, even through the troubling times I've had recently, I've still remained me, happy, positive, and put it all in God's hands. So, I feel amazing. I have a lot of things working right now. Um, this was the topping to a good day, and really really made me happy. So all of you, I appreciate you saying all the kind words and how happy you are for me. I really do appreciate that. And sweets, there we go. I love it. Where is my electric hat? In about let's see, in about 30 minutes, I will have it back on. Because I can't wear it in the MRI machine, I took it off before I left today. So I took it off to go get my MRI. They would never allow me to have that in there. So yeah, I will have that back on later tonight, and by 8:30 Eastern time. But yes. Oh. So yeah, I couldn't be happier with that news and results, and just continue to be blessed and continue to feel the love from everybody. I can't tell you how many people reached out to me either on Instagram direct message, text message, just asking. I noticed you are saying, I noticed you haven't gone live. I haven't gotten the notification you haven't gone live. Did something happen? And nothing happened. It's I am good. Just had some stuff that I had to get taken care of. Well, call a friend. Hello. Yes, I'm live and call a friend. Um, you're one person I definitely want to call out because you checked on me a lot just to make sure I was doing okay, and a lot of people did, and I'm very very thankful for everybody for caring. I'll always say caring about little old me. I don't consider myself special, and you all sure make me feel special, and I really appreciate that. So, William Brooklyn, where is my next cruise? Where are you going? So, I'll be going to Turks and Caicos, the Dominican Republic, St. Thomas. I believe it's either St. Thomas or St. Martin, one of those saints down there. And then the Bahamas. Oh, yeah, then the Bahamas. So, so yes, it'll be coming up in July. I'm excited about it. And thank you, Maria. Yes, it is so nice to be able to be live. Be live. Thank you, call a friend as well. Um, it's just so nice to see these names here and people I've missed, and I'm just happy, happy y'all are here because it always uplifts me and makes me happy. So call a friend. It's been a minute, and I'm sorry, but you know, uh, things are going okay. Yeah, I've heard Maria. um, Yeah, I kind of went radio silent. Not kind of. I went radio silent. So call a friend. Good news. Nothing but good news there. Nothing to announce, but good news. Moving in the right direction. We'll just say that. Moving in the right direction, and you know, good news overall. Um, so yeah, it's man, I'm telling you, I just a lot's been going on. I've been doing a lot in life, and no, I fully dedicated myself at my church to helping with the special needs ministry. So I don't know if I mentioned it before I went radio silent, but I was going every Saturday out to. We have a bunch of ponds and lakes behind the church and a dock out there. I was going out there every Saturday morning and helping the special needs uh, adults, kids, um, teens, you name it, helping them fish off the docks every Saturday. And you want to talk about totally melting your heart? You know, just seeing somebody so happy to catch the smallest fish to the biggest fish. You know, just genuine, pure, genuine happiness is amazing. And you know, I've always been a huge um, supporter of special needs. I've known quite a few special needs individuals in my life, and if anybody ever wants to say that having special needs is a an issue, a disease, they can't do everything that everybody else can do. I'll put a bunch of people in front of you who can do everything I can do and you can do because they are amazing individuals. So amazing. And guess what? They'll tell you the truth no matter what you're going to think. They are the most honest. It's great. It is so great. So yeah, I love that call a friend superpowers. Yes, and you know it's just so wonderful working with them, watching them bait their hooks, cast their lines out into the lake, catching the fish, reeling in, getting the fish up, and we made a rule: if you caught a fish, you had to kiss it. So we've got so many pictures with them holding their fish on the hook and kissing it, and you know, just being so excited for every fish that they catch. Yeah, it's genuine. It's 100% joy and happiness, and something that I wish I could experience. Just that level of joy and happiness that they have. So it's wonderful. So up next is kickball season, and so kickball season will be starting up soon, and that'll be exciting, and we'll have a lot of fun with that. Um, Daisy girl, hey, welcome back, and so nice to see you again. I'm happy to be back on live talking to everybody. So, William Brooklyn, look at that. Call a friend. Nice to meet you. So, Stephen, I love fishing as well. I prefer saltwater fishing, being here in Tampa in the Gulf of whatever you call it now. Um, it's, you know, nothing like fishing in the Gulf. You can catch some wonderful, wonderful fish there. So that's always a fun time. But lake fishing is fun too. But the big fish and the ones you really want to go for, they're in the ocean. They're in the Gulf. So fishing in the Gulf is something I love doing. Always Mexico. I agree. Always the Gulf of Mexico. So as I say every time, you have no idea how much you inspire me, bro. Well, William, I'll never get tired of hearing that. Not because I need any praises. That actually uplifts me, and again, it keeps me motivated. You know, I've always had a goal to touch somebody in a positive way each day of my life, preferably somebody I don't know. I want them to leave and say, "Man, I want a life just like him. For him to be that happy, and for him to be that." upbeat, and that's why I love when people ask me how and why I am how I am. I love telling my story. I love sharing. I know everybody's not going to love the story, but I love telling my story, and it's great. And thank you, call a friend. I'm a good human, always going to be a good human, and you know that's how I judge people. Are you a good human, or are you just a horrible person? And I that's how I look at you. I don't care what your gender, race, orientation, any of that is. That doesn't, I don't care. You're human, I'm a human. Are you a good human, or are you a horrible human? That's what I really look at. And so yeah, and it's actually funny, going the religious route. I'll never forget my pastor, my church said something one time, and it stuck with me forever. And it's about when Judgment Day comes. Me, a believer of the Bible, uh, when Judgment Day comes, the society, people as well as society look at us, and we're categorized into so many categories. But at Judgment Day, we're only going to be categorized into two: believer, unbeliever. And that's our choice to make. Are we a believer, or are we an unbeliever? But it's nice not to be grouped or categorized 1,000 different ways. Like, okay, I'm husky. To America, I'm fat. I've lost 50 pounds, and I still think I'm not fat, but I still think I'm heavy. But I'm not. I mean, gosh, I've gone from almost 300 pounds a year ago to 223. So, I feel great. And yeah, it feels great. It really does. Um, Maria, you love catching iguanas, huh? Well, if it gets cold again, it'll be easy for you. They'll just fall right out of the tree. Hey, Jojo, I am doing great. Thank you. Today was a great day. I was just sharing that I had my 10-month MRI today, and it came back clear. And it's 10 months now, clean and clear. So I'm just so blessed, and I'm so just fortunate to have everybody here again, and me be here to be able to talk to you 10 months after I wasn't sure if I was going to be here a month from now or a month from then. So yes. So everybody, yeah. So like I said, you know, it's just an absolute blessing to be able to do this for you all, to be able to share my story. It's just, I love when people ask me, especially with my cap now. I forget, what did you all call it? Or somebody called it earlier and it cracked me up. My, oh, was it you, Sweets, that called some sort of electric hat? Yeah, that's what it was, Sweets. My electric hat. So yeah, it's interesting. At first, it took some getting used to, because I'm like, every time I go into a store or I go in somewhere in a public place, like, what are people thinking? I've got this device on, usually covered up with my mesh cap here, um, with wires hanging down and a box clipped to my shirt. What are people thinking? Like, this guy's gonna do some damage? And no, I'm not. But I love when people come ask me, and people will tell me, they'll apologize ahead of time, like, hey, I apologize, I don't mean to be nosy, but what is this device? And it's great, because I get to tell them not just about my brain cancer, but I also get to tell them that this is a device that first came out for brain cancer, and it is now FDA approved for other things. They're using it on lung cancer. They're using it on I can't remember the third one. I have to go look it up. I think it's either melanoma or myeloma. I don't remember which one, but that you know there are things other than just chemo and radiation that could help. Now, I'm grateful I had chemo. I'm grateful I had radiation. And yes, Maria, people will look at a courtesy, and I can pretty much tell. People look at a courtesy, you can see they glance over, maybe a couple times, and then others, they will look and stare, but that's okay. I've never been one to care what people thought of me, so I really just hope they ask, because if they ask, then that gives me, obviously, I don't have a problem talking to people. It gives me a chance to talk to people, and that's what I do. And it's great to share. Great to share it. All right. Yep. So that's not where I've been. I've been here, but so I've been working a lot. So job wise, working a whole lot. I went through a little period there where I'll be honest, I was feeling down on myself. Not a usual position for me, but I was feeling down on myself. For those of you who don't know, I ever since my dad passed, I can't believe it's going on 5 years now. I always promised him I would make sure my mom's taken care of. I would make sure. So for the past 4 years, I have moved in with her and helped her out with all her bills, including the mortgage and different things like that. And I couldn't, over the last couple months, I couldn't meet those obligations. And you know, uh, for me, being an Italian northern family, family is everything. Family means everything to me, and it's not just Italian families. The Hispanic families, you're the same way. We're very close. Latin and Italian seem to be very close with things, um, and it's it's just one of those things. But I had so many. I call them angels because my cancer hospital, my cancer center, told me about it. Because they're like, well, you can try different grants, and they say, Jess, and they're like, try GoFundMe. I'm like, I'm not a fan of GoFundMe because they take like 12% for themselves, and not uh, that's not fair to people. So they suggested this place called Angel Link, and I read about it. Angel Link was great, and they only took like 2 or 3%, very limited amount of take for them. Um, so due to the help of a bunch of angels, I will just say that I was able to meet my personal obligations, my hospital bills, my physician bills, cancer center bills, and medicine copays. Last month, I was also able to get my car. I was 60 days behind. It's now caught up, and the mortgage was 30 days behind. That is now caught up as well. So yeah, Maria, GoFundMe is evil for doing that. But yeah, thanks to the angels that helped and provided. I'm so grateful because it was looking rough. I got a car. I did not get my car back. I had a car repossessed. So I actually went to the dealership, told them, explained to them what happened. They finagled, figured out. I don't know what they did, but I ended up with a new, beautiful, sleek black Toyota Camry. Well, it's not new; it's used, but it's new to me. And I ended up with that and a little lower payment than what I was paying. So yes, so I have a vehicle now, and the house is up to date. So yes, and now I've worked out with some of the creditors who are taking over the medical bills. I just got to give them some money a month. That keeps them happy. As long as I do that, then they'll stay off me. And so it really, God has been really good. And like I said, the angels who took that link and donated, I just can't say enough. And some of the amounts, I'd be happy with I'd be happy with a penny, honestly. But I was ecstatic when I saw somebody would give $5. Some gave 50. There was a 200 and a $300 one. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me! Like, I'm appreciative, but again, not for little old me. Like, I just, I, I wish I could pay the people back and you know meet them in person and give them the biggest hug in the world, because it really meant so much to me and took so much pressure on. um Call a friend, because I was open and shared with you uh, all about. I was in a really bad situation when it came to finances, and I was worried about how things were going to get accomplished. And so, you know, by the grace of God, you know, people were so generous. And like I said, they're always going to be angels to me. So that's why I call them angels. And I'm always so grateful, even for those who couldn't give anything, but that messaged me and said, "Hey, I'm sorry, I'm not able to give, but I want you to know that we're praying for you. We're thinking about you." That's more than any sum of dollars is worth to me. It's not about money, never has been, never will be. Which is why I wasn't in a big rush to grow this channel, but I do want to grow this channel eventually and really make it a resource tool for people who have been diagnosed with cancer, especially my kind, the glioblastoma. So eventually we'll grow and we'll get there. But you know, I'm just so grateful for this YouTube family that has accumulated and built up based on my cancer journey. I couldn't ask for greater people in my life, and you know, I really am grateful that I have you all, and it's wonderful, and it's helpful for me in my journey, because those tough days, you have to get through, but you have people that you can reach out to and talk to. So, um, oh yeah. Well, call a friend. That is a possibility. I did have a cruising channel before I renamed it and rethemed it to this. So, 2 months I go on a cruise. You're going to see a lot of lives from the cruise. I'm just going to hit live from my cell phone and do it. So I think you all will love it. If anybody wants to send me a message on how I could potentially do it, for some of the shows, I would love to share. I'd love to live stream the shows that they do on the cruise, and I'm worried about it because it's all copywritten music. So I know I can't just stream it because YouTube will copyright me and either mute it or just tell me stop. So, hi, Loraxing. Welcome. Thank you for being here tonight. I hope you're doing well. And so yeah, if there's a way you can think of that I can stream it to everybody, um, I could mute it, but you got to hear the songs to go along with the show. But I mean, there's some great songs. I actually might stream it on my Instagram because Instagram isn't as bad about that, and I've done that before, uh, and had people watch it live when I streamed live on Instagram. but that's two months from now, so I still have time to figure it out. Um, but yeah, the first show, assuming the shows are the same, I could do TikTok as well, sweets. I do have a TikTok, never gone live on it, but I do have a TikTok. But the first show, again, assuming the shows are still similar or the same, uh, I absolutely love because um, it's a rock show called The Summer of '69, and it's all it's all the '60s, '70s, even a little bit into the '80s rock, the hair bands, the hippies, everything. It's wonderful. I mean, heck, they even get into Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. So you got your Beatles. You got all kinds of songs in there, but it's a beautiful show. And again, the songs are what make it so spectacular. Hi, Miss Liability. Hope you're doing well. Welcome in and thank you for joining. All right, caller friend. Thanks. I will look into that. Also, I would like to say if you know any nurses, please make sure you send them a message this week letting them know how much you appreciate them and what they do. This is in the United States, this is National Nurses Week. I'm actually going to see my oncologist on Wednesday. He always likes to go over the MRI images with me and show me what everything looks like. Um, 2 to 3 days after my MRI. So I got a card for all the nurses there, and thinking about putting a little gift bag or something together for them to thank them for being there for me. And anytime I have a question, they answer it, and they're just wonderful people. So if you know any if you have any nurse friends or know any nurses, make sure you tell them Happy Nurses Week. I can tell you because my ex-wife was a nurse, how much stress they go through every day and how much they appreciate being told thank you. And, it's appreciated what you do every day because they're not always good and easy days. Mm. Call a friend. That is definitely me. It's so funny because when I was in the hospital, when I first found out about this and I had to have my surgery, all the nurses were like, "All right, your previous nurse is off their shift and I'm coming in, but he had great things to say about you, so you have a lot to live up to." I said, "Oh, I promise I'll live up to it and more." And they just loved. I was the easiest patient. Excuse me. I was the easiest patient around, and they couldn't believe it. Even the MRI guys today, the techs who set me up, they're like, I'm like, they're like, here's your squeeze ball in case you need to come out of there. I said, man, I don't even need this. I'm good. I've been through enough of these. This doesn't bother me. And after the MRI was done, they shot me back out of the tube. Um, I, I just, they're like, thank you for being such an easy patient. I said, I know how difficult your job is, and I know not every patient is like me. So, um, so that's, I just found that, I try not to be wound too tightly. There have been times when I have, and I'll be honest, I'm a different Patrick, and it's not a Patrick I enjoy seeing. Looking back at things, there are things I've done and said to people I care and love in the past that I, didn't mean, but I said it out of anger. And the bad part about that is deep down, I knew it would probably hurt them if I said it. And, that to me is just despicable and horrible of me. And I'm ashamed of myself that ever happened, but I think we can all say at one time or another that we've all done that, and it is a part of being human. Uh, Thank you, and thank you for being here. It's so nice to see you. And I let the chat know that I had my MRI today, and everything the oncologist has already written me back and said that I am now 10 months post diagnosis, free and clear. There is no evidence of cancer in my brain or in my head. So, so yes. I love it, and I believe I saw somebody say hi to that Lauren Marie. That Lauren Marie, you're probably wanting to punch me in the throat right now for not saying hi. I missed you when you came in, so I am so sorry that I missed you. And that Lauren Marie, hello and thank you. You have just like Call a Friend, you've been an absolute rock for me. Being able to share even on those bad days when I'm just close to having a meltdown, being able to share my feelings and you being there and listening to me. So I can't tell you how much that means. That you're a good person, and I really appreciate that. So, Anne, I've got a case that you need to look up for your cooking and crime. It's a real crime. What's happening? It is here. I wish Sarah Z was in here because she'd know all about this, even though actually I don't think she's in that area anymore. But over the weekend, there is this ferry that takes people from, and this is in Clearwater, Florida. It takes people from Clearwater just out to an island to enjoy the day, or it takes them right over to the beach to enjoy the beach. Clearwater is one of the nicest beaches in the world. And so on the way back, the ferry was idled out in the water, and this speedboat ran up the back of it, landed on top of it, and ended up killing somebody. Well, the driver of the speedboat said he stayed for a few minutes and then he left. And they found him further away. So essentially, it's a hit and run with a homicide, with a person deceased. So before I get too much into the story, and this could turn out to be a big story, at least locally here in the Tampa Bay, Florida area. So this man, let me share about this man. I do not know him personally, so everything I'm stating has been stated in the newspapers or alleged. However, he blew a 0.00 when the cops found him at a nearby boat ramp. Okay, so he blew a 0.00. We'll just call him Mr. X. Mr. X has a long history of substance use, white powdery substance, if you get my drift, which, needless to say, if the cops want you to blow in a breathalyzer, that's not going to show anything. So you know you're going to blow a 0.00. So why not? So that's what he did. He blew and probably knew he'd have a 0.00. Well, turns out that Mr. X is a very well-known businessman in the area who he is very well known. Call a friend. Surprisingly, the police didn't ask him for a blood sample. I wonder why they didn't ask him for a blood sample. I don't think it could have anything to do with his status or the fact. So that's, I mean, all of this is horrible to begin with. Um, he does like that sugar. Yes. Booger sugar is his stuff, Jendi. Um, so, um, not only does he known for that, for loving that, he owns quite a few concert venues. One of them is the biggest in St. Petersburg, Florida. Um, but he owns that, or he now recently that concert venue came out and said that he's no longer a part of it, and his house is now under a church's name instead of his own name. So talk about assets being moved around. I would not like to say his name, but if you just put up put on, or if you just Google Clearwater Ferry crash, like ferry Ferry, Clearwater Ferry crash, you'll see a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, they've also announced that there are, at this time, there are no charges. And let's just say this isn't the first time there's been a murder, or not murder, but there's been a deceased person on his boat, or caused by his boat. He was in a lawsuit years ago. A friend fell off his yacht, and that friend ended up deceased. And there was a huge lawsuit, and um, it was settled out of court for an undisclosed amount. I'm pretty sure a lot of that's happening now, um, with because the ferry boat passengers said this person was flying out of control. Um, Call a friend. That is the story. Yes. Yep. His attorney is now blaming, uh, or changing the narrative, to say that the ferry boat didn't have proper lighting. Any picture you see, you'll see the ferry boat was lit up well enough. If you couldn't see that, then you really need to go for an eye test, because it was lit up pretty well. And the ferry boat passengers were saying that this person was just driving erratically, and then took off after everything. But all of a sudden, one of the ferry boat passengers has changed his story to say he's never heard of the driver of the other boat before, and that that the ferry boat um, wasn't lit well enough, that it should have been lit better. So I'm like, well, sounds like somebody, Mr. X's attorney or Mr. X himself, got to one of these passengers on the ferry boat and paid a handsome sum. So yep. So it's quite interesting. It just happened this past weekend, and because of who he is, and his lawyer is known as lawyer to the stars in this area. Um, so two well connected, um, not poor individuals, um, changing the narrative on stuff. So yeah, it was quite crazy, and every day it was something new that came out, and the stories are still coming out. So who knows when this is going to come to an end? But it was very interesting, and again, just crazy to go back and forth. But again, everything was in news articles. I'm only quoting news articles because I don't know anybody on the ferry or the driver of the boat personally, just what I've read about them. And yes, call a friend it is. especially here in the States. If you have money, you can get away with anything. It's sad, but the law enforcement, um, bad law enforcement, not good law enforcement, because I do support good law enforcement. But there are some bad apples out there. There's nothing anybody can say to hide that. A lot of great ones out there, but there's some bad ones as well. And for the bad apples, there is absolutely no excuse. It is totally disgusting and slimy. Yep, a lot of corruption. But the power of the almighty dollar still reigns supreme, and that's what's sad. We idolize money, and you know that can get people out of a lot of situations. But you know, at the end of the day, can't take it when you leave. It's not going to help you escape death. It's not going to help you escape other things. So, you know, when it comes time, it doesn't matter how much money you have. But thank you all for being here tonight. I am so happy that I could set up a show and come on and talk to you all. Um, keep the messages coming. Keep the um, keep the DMs coming. I love those as well when I see them. So again, thank you all. You know, everybody who showed up and was here. Listen to the story again. If you're just coming in or you're watching this on replay, um, I was given a bunch of good news today. I had my 10-month post surgery MRI, and there continues to be no evidence of disease in my brain, and that is great news. And I'm thankful to share that news with the people that care about me in here. So thank you all for being such an amazing group, and I truly love you all. God bless, and I look forward to doing this more again and talking to you all every night. So tomorrow night, I'll see you again. Love you all. Good night.